Hey, what's up guys? In this video we're going to be talking about a pretty crazy comp, a GEO team that just destroys everything. It just nukes bosses. We're going to defeat every boss we do in like one cycle and Storm Terror in one phase and all that stuff. And this comp is basically a quick swap team where you don't spend too much time on each character. You'll swap in, use E, Q, swap out. For pretty much everyone, you might spend a bit more time on one character like Ningguang, which is why this is for the most part a quick swap team because of how good our elemental skills and bursts are for every character, and because our energy recharge like globally is very, very high with 3 Geo characters generating a ton of Geo particles and just dishing out a ton of damage with their burst. And keep in mind, our Ningguang can auto attack. She is built to deal damage, but for the most part, we are just ability spamming and one-shotting everything. Also, if you really want like a 4 Geo meme comp, you can, but Bennett is just so good that I don't see the point of running it. If you guys don't know, I stream on Twitch most nights. Go follow me, link in the description. That being said, let's go. So I want to explain exactly the comp I'm running and why it works. Basically, I'm running 3 Geos, and maybe you guys were expecting a 4 Geo comp, but I think that's a bit overkill and not necessary. I'm running Ning, Albedo, Zhongli, and Bennett because he's arguably the best support in the game. He heals me, so I don't need another healer, and he gives me damage bonus, which just makes all my bursts much more efficient. And if you do need to DPS, Ningguang can do it. But basically why this comp works is you get so many Geo particles from having a bunch of Geo characters, right? They'll generate energy particles for everyone, for the other Geo characters. And that basically solves Zhongli's only problem, which is low energy recharge. And when you pair Zhongli with Ningguang and Albedo, or just one of the two, he basically has his ultimate on cooldown. And his ultimate does like 55k or higher when it's in Bennett, so it's just a ton of damage coming from every single character, and you guys will see I destroy bosses so fast with this comp. On top of that, we have the Geo Resonance, which is getting buffed in patch 1.3, but for now it's 15% attack damage, which is just pretty nice when you're shielded, and since we do have so many Geo characters, we're pretty much always going to be shielded if we crystallize or Zhongli E or whatever. And all these characters complement each other so well. So like, as I said, Bennett's the healer and he gives damage bonus. Ning is an amazing Geo character who can DPS, but also has an amazing burst and very good damage on her Jade screen, which also buffs your Geo damage for whoever walks through it. Albedo's the same thing, a nice burst, and his E does a ton of damage just all the time. And Zhongli's Meteor just does insane amounts of damage. And his energy recharge problem is fixed because we are running him with Ningguang and Albedo, or just one of the two would fix that. Now there are some weaknesses. Obviously it lacks sort of elements, so in some abyss floors you might need like cryo, you might need hydro, something like that, so you can definitely swap out one of the 2 Geo supports. So I'm going to show you guys how I build every single character, why I use them, all that stuff, and then after I'm going to do a showcase where you guys are really going to see the power of this comp. So first of all, we have Ningguang. Now she's like the main DPS. Now do keep in mind this is usually, as I said, a quick swap team where you don't really need someone to DPS because you usually just use your ultimates on everyone, then have enough particles for more ultimates. But sometimes you do need to throw in auto attacks, so Ningguang is good for that. Now I don't know how much of a guide this should be, but I'm going to show you my stuff and give you guys other options. So like a good free-to-play option for a weapon would be the Map Amare, obviously, Solar Pearl if you can get it, and I am running the Skyward Atlas because I have it. Artifacts on all my Geo characters, I have 2 Petra, 2 Noblesse because I am spamming ults, so I just want as high of a burst damage as possible. And obviously I am just stacking crit on all her stuff, and I do have 3 Geo damage goblets that are like completely maxed, so that was not fun to get. For my Albedo, I'm running a Skyward Blade. Now the best weapon for him is usually Harbinger of Dawn, so you should probably run this if you are running Albedo. And I have a level 90 Skyward Blade, so I just use it because it's good. Keep in mind, Harbinger of Dawn is very good on Albedo, and you should probably use it. It can have some negative synergy with Bennett, however. If your HP is under 90, it can kind of be underwhelming, but usually this sword is very good. Artifacts, I'm running Noblesse and Petra because I am ult spamming, and I have defense on my Hourglass, but honestly attack might be better if I'm just constantly ult spamming, since I don't really care about my E damage if I'm just one-shotting everything anyways, but for Abyss and stuff, defense does tend to be better usually, so that's why I have it. For Zhongli, it's very similar. Weapon, I am just running whatever has the highest crit, so I have Deathmatch. Blackcliff Pull works too, and if you have a 5-star, obviously go for that. But I do have Deathmatch on them for the high crit rate, and then Artifacts, I basically stack crit damage, and whatever I can. I have 2 Petra, 2 Noblesse, as you guys can see, and I'm not running HP because I don't care about my shield strength. I mainly care about the damage that I'm dealing. For Bennett, 4-piece Noblesse, just the standard, nothing really special here, just mainly maximizing the healing I do on Bennett because he is a pure support for me. For weapon, you want something with a high base attack and ideally energy recharge, so Skyward Blade would be perfect on him, or like a Favonius Sword is very good, or just anything with energy recharge. But for this comp, I feel like having a high base attack is very important, so I just kind of chucked my Aquila on him and stacked energy recharge on the artifact, so I have like 200% energy recharge while still having this really high base attack, allowing me to go to all my Geo characters and just literally nuke everything. So I feel like I could show you guys talents and constellations sort of with every character at the same time. So let's do that. For Ningguang, my constellation, I do have them all. However, do note that she's very good at C0. Now she does get better with like C2 and even 6, but at C0 she is still amazing. So you don't need to get her to C6 to make her viable. My Albedo is C0 and my Zhongli is C0 as well. And then my Bennett has 5 constellations. So both my 5 stars I didn't really get any constellations for, and I don't want to. But for my 4 stars, I do have some. Now, talent-wise, 7, 10, 10 for Ning, 1, 6, 8 for Albedo, 6, 6, 7, and 1, 5, 9. Now, talent-wise for this team, I tend to prioritize bursts because that is what I'm spamming, especially for like Zhongli. Like his E doesn't do much damage, but his Q does do a ton of damage. Now, Albedo's a bit different. His E also does a lot of damage, but his ultimate is a pretty big nuke, so I did tend to max that. And then for Ning, all 3 are important because you might be normal attacking, but especially spamming Jade Screen and Star Shatter, which are the 2 that matter the most. So I wasn't really sure how to make this section. I hope you guys are content with the way I showed my builds. Here are all the attributes of every character. But overall, this comp is pretty straightforward. Now you can play it normally. One of Zhongli's only weaknesses, and the reason why people consider him usually bad, is because he's low on energy recharge. It's very hard for him to get his ultimate, and his E can be underwhelming at times. Now how I solve this problem and actually make him a very, very good support is by running him with other Geo characters that generate particles for him by spamming abilities, spamming Geo abilities, especially with Albedo being an ult battery or Ningguang constantly getting Geo particles, allowing Zhongli to get his ultimate literally on cooldown. Like my Zhongli always gets his ult. Same thing with my other characters. Because this is like a Quickswap team and a Geo team, I just get so many particles and I don't even need to run energy recharge on them. Like as you guys have seen, I don't even run energy recharge on my Sands. I really don't have a lot of ER. And so because of that, I get to maximize crit on all my characters and constantly spam ultimates on all 4 of my characters. Now the last section, sort of, before we get into the showcase, I just want to clarify why I'm using Bennett and not like Noelle to make this a full Geo comp. Well, first of all, I think it's important to have other elements than just Geo. Like sometimes I might replace Albedo or Zhongli for another element or even a Venti depending on like the abyss floor or the situation, and having Pyro is very nice. But also like this comp would work fine without Bennett. I just think he's like the best support in the game, so why would you not use him, especially because he's 4-star and on the current rate up banner, so a lot of people do have him. So I feel like I might as well use him in pretty much any team, but keep in mind he is replaceable, and if you want to run 4 Geos you can. I just think it would make the team worse. Also, do note that this team comp is going to get better in 1.3 because Geo's getting a buff and Zhongli's getting a buff, so it'll just make it way better, or even just Ningguang Zhongli together will be so good. Okay, so those are my builds and the team comp and stuff. I wasn't really sure how to organize it, but I hope it turned out okay. Now we're going to get into the DPS showcase. We're going to be doing this against like pretty much every boss. We're not using food, potions, anything. The only time that we do get buffs is in Abyss Floor 12, which does give a Geo buff, and we are going to be clearing Abyss 12, but it is also the last Abyss floor, which is pretty hard, so I want to showcase my comp in that floor as well. Be sure to sub if you're new, and let's get into it. Alright, watch this nuke. Tactical nuke detected. So I hope that showcase helped you guys understand why I call this the Geo God comp, and I really hope you guys enjoyed and want to try this comp out for yourselves if you can. Now I know this video is a bit different than what I usually do, but I really wanted to showcase this comp, and I really wanted to say thank you guys so much for 50k subs. The support has been crazy. I absolutely blew up and I don't know why, but I really appreciate it. So thanks so much. I'm going to be trying to upload more often. It's hard as a student, but I will try, and I'll try to be streaming every night that I can on Twitch, so follow me if you're interested. But yeah, thank you guys so much. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for everything. It's been unreal. Anyways, I appreciate all you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. That being said, subscribe if you want to. If you don't, that's okay too, and I'll catch you guys next time. See you.